I know who the devil is, and her name is Megyn Kelly.
For Epstein, I've said this before, that Jeffrey Epstein was not a pedophile, but that he was into the barely legal type. Like he liked 15-year-old girls. I'm definitely not trying to make an excuse for this, that he wasn't into like 8-year-olds. You can say that's a distinction without a difference. I think there is a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference between a 15-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Now, I want to start off by pointing out that I do not identify as a Republican or a Democrat. I think the concept of political parties is silly and divisive. How can you be for the American people if you are against half of its population? That would be like the right hand and the left hand not getting along with each other, yet claiming to be for the entire body. That doesn't really make sense, does it? The perfect candidate or president or politician doesn't identify as either Republican or Democrat. Therefore, this is not an attack on the other side, despite the fact that I've come to realize that Megyn Kelly represents the Republican Party. Check this out.
As for Epstein, I've said this before, but just as a reminder, I do know somebody very, very close to this case who is in a position to know virtually everything. Not everything, but virtually everything. And this person has...
Now, anytime someone cites an invisible source, manipulation is at play. Why tell us what this person said without telling us who he or she is? It tells me that there's something to hide. If what you're saying is true and honorable, there's no reason for you to hide yourself. I truly believe that.
Told me from the start, years and years ago, that Jeffrey Epstein, in this person's view, was not a pedophile. This is this person's view, who was there for a lot of this, but that he was into the barely legal type. Like he liked 15-year-old girls.
Did you not just hear that? She's trying to convince us that Jeffrey Epstein was not a pedophile, but at the same time telling us that he was into 15-year-olds. If you are an adult man and you're dating or doing anything that is sexual in nature to a 15-year-old, you are a pedophile. I don't care what Megyn Kelly says or anybody above or beneath. If you're doing anything of that capacity with a 15-year-old who is not legal, 18 years old being that number, you are a pedophile. And she knows that, and if she doesn't, she shouldn't be on TV. How can someone who doesn't understand that very basic concept be allowed to project her opinions and thoughts to millions of people? There lies the biggest issue with America. We have people like this in places where they have influence. Now, please tell me that you're not upset with me, because I often get people upset with me for my views and my points. But please tell me that at least on this very amazing day, we agree, right? Because she's trying to justify the behaviors of Jeffrey Epstein by stating that he wasn't into kids, he was into kids.
That Jeffrey Epstein, in this person's view, was not a pedophile. This is this person's view, who was there for a lot of this, but that he was into the barely legal type. Like he liked 15-year-old girls.
That is essentially what she's saying. He wasn't into 8-year-olds, he was into 15-year-olds. That's still disgusting, Megyn. And something tells me you know that as the mother of a young child yourself. Hey, Megyn, would you be okay with Jeffrey Epstein or any man touching, caressing, sleeping with your daughter? Would you be okay with that? Because that is what you're projecting to millions of people. There has to be a pedophile hearing this information saying, oh, okay, what I'm doing is not so bad. And this is why I have to speak up, because what she's saying and projecting to millions of people is incredibly dangerous. Because of what she's saying, every 15-year-old girl is being put at risk, because some pedophiles out there like, wait, so I can sleep with 15-year-olds legally? She should be locked up. Whether this is America or not, that's dangerous what she's doing. She's putting young girls at risk. And nobody's going to say nothing? This is America. Okay, this is America.
And I realize this is disgusting. I'm definitely not trying to make an excuse for this.
That's exactly what she just did. And this is what I hate about the devil. She will lie to your face and then try to justify the lie. And that's exactly what she's doing. She's trying to justify what Jeffrey Epstein has done, because behind all of this, she has an agenda. I heard somewhere she might run for president. Yeah, forget about it, Megyn. Forget about it. You're not going to lead the American people. Okay? Especially as people wake up. This is disgusting, Megyn. This is disgusting what you're saying and what you're projecting to people. It's criminal even. This is criminal what she's saying. You're telling the world that, hey, as long as she's 15 and not 8, it's okay. That's criminal. She should not only be fired, she should be held accountable for what she's saying. Because you know that it doesn't take a lot for a pedophile. They already have a distorted view of the woman, of the girl, of the female, and you're just pouring gasoline on the fire like only Satan could do. I can't stand this lady right now, bro. She's disgusting. Period.
Giving you facts that he wasn't into like 8-year-olds, but he liked the very young teen types that could pass for even younger than they were, but would look legal to a passerby.
That is absolutely disgusting, Megyn. That is Megyn, something is wrong with you. You need help. Whoever paid you to say that, yo, I want to have front row seats to the day that the Lord calls you out on that one. I want to hear and see you explain that away.
You can say that's a distinction without a difference.
No, it's not.
I think there is a difference. Yeah. There's a difference between a 15-year-old and a 5-year-old. Yeah. You know, it's just whatever.
And the only way forward is for women to get comfortable throwing some sharp elbows, making waves, and taking risks, and holding the powerful to account. It is not,
So, according to Megyn Kelly, for the record, because this comes out of her own lips, it is okay to date 15-year-olds if you're a grown man. Or it's not as bad.
I think there is a difference. Yeah. There's a difference between a 15-year-old and a 5-year-old. Yeah. You know, it's just whatever.
Disgusting, Megyn. Disgusting. I don't know how anybody on planet Earth can continue to support her or what she believes in. She doesn't represent Jesus Christ. I'm here to say that right now. I don't know what she believes in, but I know that ain't what it is. Anybody who touches a little kid, that's disgusting. I'm sorry. And it's not defensible at all. Teenager or not, if that person is under the age of 18, as a grown man, you should not touch that person, period. And that goes for women as well. If you're a grown woman, you should not be touching anybody under the age of 18, period. There's no defense for it. It's disgusting. I don't care. It's disgusting. And for anybody who's still trying to justify this, even the Bible tells you that doing these type of things are incredibly wrong. It takes no real effort. All you have to do is go to the Bible and look at Luke 17:2. It would be better for him if a millstone were hung around his neck and he were cast into the sea than that he should cause one of these little ones to sin. If an adult man puts a little one, as the Bible calls it, in a position where they are having sex, which is sin because they're not married, etc., etc., it would be better for him to put a millstone, a large rock, brick, around his neck and jump into the sea and basically drown. It would be better for you to do that than to hurt a child. And look, this is not the words of Rick. This is the word of the Lord, okay? That's what it is, man. Luke 17:2. Go do your own research. If you support what she said, we are not the same whatsoever. You cannot touch a young child and try to justify it. Period.
Swear I bought a fist full of gear this year.
Rick the Don.
Rick, this is Donald Trump Jr.
Hey, Rick the Don.
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 See you at the top, Rick the Don. Salute.